Welcome in to Stream It Sports broadcast live here from NAC. That is the North Area Athletic Complex for a great high school football matchup here at the NAC. I'm Josh Dover. Adam Kinney with me on the call.
Josh, good to be here.
Thanks for being here. Adam, Phil, Mildred, Alex Wines, and Gail Kykek going to help us out as well with the broadcast. Should be a good one here at the NAC. Standley Lake Gators, they come in with an 0-2 record on the year. Adam looking to get on the winning side of things for the first time this season.
It's homecoming game, so they're going to try and play up to this electric crowd tonight.
No time better. While Green Mountain, the Rams come in 1-1. Jared Whalen, the head coach for the Green Mountain Rams, while Don Morse is calling things for the Gators. We got a chance to get on the field and talk to both coaches. We will tell you what they said. We're set for kickoff here. As I said, 0-2 for the Gators, 1-1 on the year for Green Mountain. Should be an exciting matchup here at the NAC. Thanks for being with us on Stream It Sports. Ball is set, kick is in the air, and we are underway here at the NAC. That is Standley Lake receiving. Green top, white bottoms. They will be going left to right here in the first quarter. Green Mountain, black pants, white tops, and the flat black helmet for the Green Mountain Rams. So the kickoff brought out to about the 28-yard line, and that's where the Standley Lake Gators will start things with their quarterback, Jacob Naranjo, who, Adam, we got a chance to talk to Don Morse before the game. They're not afraid to throw this football downfield. We're going to see a lot of him.
They're not afraid to throw the football. They're missing a couple starters out there. They said they lost about 8 guys a week ago, so we'll see how they respond to that, but they're going to do it through the air.
So Naranjo under center to start this game. Fullback, tailback behind him. He'll turn around, hand the ball off, and that's on the ground, still rolling around. Still on the ground is going to be a scrum in the pile. A flag was thrown.
Looks like Standley Lake had the possession at first on the ground. We'll see where they wave it.
And it didn't look like too bad of an exchange. So Standley Lake recovers, but let's see what this flag was. That may just be nerves right there.
No announcement on that flag yet.
It looks like they just picked it
Might
up.
have just picked it up.
Yeah, so no penalty. Looks like they're going to pick that flag up. And Standley Lake fortunate to recover. They actually
gained quite a few yards there.
And enough for a first down. So we're looking at 1st and 10. Now Naranjo under center again. This time hands off to his fullback. He's going to pick up a couple. And that's number 42 there. He's coming up limping already. And you said it, Adam. They are dealing with a lot of injury as is. They can't afford to lose Miles Kilms, who got the start at fullback and now coming off the field.
Have an injury early on. Coach Morris, before the game, he told us last week was really about getting the guys ready, and now it's time for them to execute. They tried a lot of different things, but they think that they're ready to put it all out there on the field this week. 8
starters, especially for a young team like the Gators, is very, very tough to overcome, and especially this early in the season when no one's really got a lot of game reps.
Full house formation.
This time they do hand off to the tailback. Big hit after just a couple of yards. And things are getting already a little chippy down there between the two sides.
It's going to be 3rd and about 6 here. Let's see if they decide to take to the air.
So as I said to start, Naranjo, they're not afraid to throw the football. He's coming in averaging about 129 yards a game, a touchdown and 2 picks on the year. That lone touchdown coming last week in the loss to Monarch. They lost 43-7, so Naranjo with the only touchdown of the game there. Under center again. And you're right, Adam. They are going to throw the football. Quick slant route. That caught by 81, and now he's off to the races. This is going to be a touchdown for the Standley Lake Gators.
Green Mountain kind of cheated up in the box. They didn't have a lot of safety protection over the top. Good read by Naranjo to get it to his tight end to go deep down the field.
That's number 81, Connor Durant. His first touchdown on the year. That slant route. And Naranjo hit him in stride. All Durant had to do was outrun the rest of the Green Mountain defense, and that's exactly what he did. 10-13 left in the first quarter. Standley Lake strikes first, 6-0-7 with the extra point pending.
Josh, in each game, we're going to recognize one player as the Next Level Student-Athlete Player of the Game. That might be a nomination. Each week, one player will receive a 1-year scholarship. The extra point is good to the Next Level Student-Athletes game plan high school program provided by Pro Player Services. You can get more info by visiting proplayerservices.com.
And that's 60-plus yards on the touchdown there. And trying to overcome injury, there's no better way to start a game than that right there.
Getting 7 right off the bat.
So now we'll see the Gator defense come on the field after this kickoff here, and Green Mountain's going to be given the opportunity to respond after giving up a quick touchdown on the first possession for Standley Lake.
Josh, while we have a moment, I want to talk about some of our sponsors. Colorado Football Magazine, the only high school football magazine in Colorado. 6-0 strength, training athletes for the highest level of competition. And, of course, Pro Player Services for the Next Level Student-Athlete player of the game. Definitely a candidate for that already. These businesses are making a difference in Colorado high school sports.
Thanks to our fine friends who helped make this broadcast possible. So 7-0. 10-13 left in the first quarter. Quick strike for the Gators. And now we're going to get to see how head coach Jared Whalen and the Green Mountain Rams respond.
We talked to Whalen before the game as well, and they're employing a 2-quarterback system right now. We'll see how they kind of rotate them in and out, but a couple different skill sets that they're trying to take advantage of.
Yeah, and ask Coach about it, if it's a, set packages, kind of a play count. That kickoff, kind of a squib. It's still on the ground. Green Mountain falls on top of it. Not sure if that was designed or it just slipped off the kicker's foot.
Either way, it's going to give the Rams pretty good field position to start. Close to the 40-yard line.
And Coach Jared Whalen going back to his 2-quarterback system that we're going to see here with the Rams, saying that it's not a set package, set plays that are going to run. They're kind of going to go with what they think works best in the packages that the Gators are showing them. They have a couple of different guys that can come out and offer different looks for the defense to try to have to read.
And they said the quarterback, Derek Hayward, he's more of a runner, so you'd expect him to get a little bit outside of the pocket. Let's see who they start with.
So he's under center to start there. It's a tight end in motion running away from you. And they're going to turn around and pitch this thing to the right side. And they're lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage that time is number 30 for Green Mountain, running back Chance Boyce. And Boyce has a lot to offer. We're going to see a heavy dose of Chance Boyce today. He's coming off of a 25-carry.
Late hit on Standley Lake Gators.
So that's going to move the change.
Give them even better field position to start the drive. Boyce on the season, 49 carries, 391 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
Averaging 195 yards a game.
By the way, it was Dylan Jacob to start for quarterback for the Rams tonight, who Coach told us before the game has all the talent in the world if he could put it all together.
And you can see it there, just a sophomore, but 6'1", 185 pounds, kind of has that frame for a high school quarterback. Now he's under center again. This time it's going to be a quick 3-step draw and pass the football. That's a big hit on the other side. And Jacob was looking for number 44. That's Colton Helmet. Helmet had the football, took the big hit, dropped the football, incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Gators coach Don Morris told us before the game one of his keys was to have his defense have their hats to the ball, and that's exactly what they did on that play.
Talking about being physical, chasing the ball, you got to have those ball hawks. And you're right, that is exactly what they did there. So the quick 3-step drop that time from Dylan Jacob. He's under center again. 1 tailback, 4 wide receivers. Takes a snap, quick draw. That one almost intercepted.
Looks like the Rams are trying to give their young quarterback some nice, easy timing routes, get his confidence going, but they just can't seem to get them complete at the moment.
It's number 17, Brody Hoffman. Looked like he read that play perfectly. Seen the quick hitch screen, if you will, coming. Stepped in the passing lane, just couldn't make the catch. So the Rams now faced with a big 3rd and 10. Are able to move the chains a little bit, but you want to respond with a score after giving up a score on your first defensive side of the ball. Now again under center, 1 tailback, 4 wide receiver. A little bit of a delay this time, but not going to fool the Gators. The handoff to number 30, that's Chance Boyce, but he couldn't make anything happen. Swarmed by Gators defenders. Not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up 4th and 13 for Green Mountain. They'll have to punt this thing away.
Gators defense really swarming to the ball at every opportunity on that first series.
So Gators, Adam, you mentioned it this is the homecoming for Standley Lake, so not only the crowd fired up, these players fired up as well.
Bit of a high snap on the punt.
Good kick, though. Way to control it for the punter, and that thing's going to roll inside of the 20. Looks like about the 17-yard line. It was Binge Sliper with the punt. You're right. High snap, was able to control it and get that thing out of there. So you can hear the crowd, Standley Lakeside, right in front of us. You'll hear them all night right here on Stream It Sports.
8:54 remains in the first quarter. 7-0 lead for the Standley Lake Gators over Green Mountain.
So Naharo comes back in, takes control of the huddle. Now he's going to be directly under center. He's got his fullback and tailback behind him. 2 wide receivers on the near side. Naharo's going to turn around, hand it off. Maybe 2 yards for number 19. That's Michael Kerr.
Junior running back. 13 carries for 50 yards on the year.
And head coach Don Morse told us before, running back by committee. He said he's down to his 4th string running backs. Wow. So, you know, head coach Don Morris saying the Gators working with what they got at this point.
And he did say if one guy gets hot, they may try and go back. You try and go to what works. But for now, it's just by unison as a group.
Naharo under center again. He's going to turn around and pitch this one to the far side, trying to get to that edge. Does so. Going to come up a couple yards short.
And that's Kerr again on the carry.
So quickly, we're going to be looking at 3rd down and about 4. So Kerr going to continue to be the workhorse, at least in this possession.
A couple substitutions for Standley Lake. A couple new players coming in fresh for the 3rd down.
Officially 3rd and 5 for the Gators.
Still lining up in an I formation.
1 wide receiver, near side, couple of tight ends. There's one in motion there. And Naharo is going to take a shot, was sacked. There is a flag down. And Naharo was going to try to lob that in the air. He had the wide receiver on the near side. And that was Connor Durant again. He already had his DB beat. Naharo not even able to get the ball in the air. Let's see what the penalty is.
That was Talon Shaler on the tackle.
And that's holding on the Rams. So defensive holding call. Sounded like he said number 22.
That's going to give the Gators an automatic 1st down.
Daniel Scott called for defensive holding. So 1st down given to Standley Lake. Those are the mistakes you can't make if you're Green Mountain. Naharo going to line up under center again. Kerr in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to him. And Kerr's going to dive forward for a gain of about 3, maybe 4. That's a bad penalty call. On 3rd down,
you sack the quarterback.
You sack the quarterback, right.
Takes away a big play from your defense, early momentum swing.
And also, I mean,
could have been for the Rams.
Yeah, we're talking high school kids who can probably play all day and all night if they had the opportunity.
Right.
But you don't want to keep your defense on the field any more than you have to. Naharo again under center. Kerr, the tailback. Going to hand it off to Kerr. He's going to break to the outside towards us. A big hole. And that's going to be plenty for a 1st down for Michael Kerr.
I like the play design. They get the defense lined up on the left side, and they just kick it out to the right for nothing but green in front of the running back.
Michael Kerr. That's him running off the field now. He will take a breather. We'll see another Gator running back. And that may be, you said it, Adam, coach is going to go with a hot hand. That just may be a blow for Kerr, get his breath back and right back in. 1st and 10 now from about the 45-yard line for the Gators. Naharo turns around, hands the football off. Another big hole. He's off to the races this time, breaks a couple of tackles. Running down the sideline, still on his feet to the 10. Tackled out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. That's going to be a horse collar.
That's what it looks like.
And fired up. Trying to get this crowd ready. That's number 33, Kellen Mueller.
Muller this is 8 carries for 48 yards on the year before that one. That nearly doubled his yardage on the season.
Last week, 4 carries and 4 catches for about 50 yards.
He does a good job getting between the tackles on that play, bounces it to the outside where he has some open room, cuts back into the field before drawing the penalty.
So we'll see. It should be a horse collar tackle to bring him half the distance to the goal. Out at about the 5. So bring him to the 2.5 yard line. And the Gators are going to be looking at 1st and goal. Well, they're going to pick it up.
No flag on the play. Okay.
Pretty clear.
I don't know that it was a horse collar. It might have been a little close to the sideline. They might have thought it was a late hit initially, but it seemed a little low for a horse collar.
It was a big hit. But Muller able to bounce back up, and you've seen him waving the arms, getting this homecoming crowd fired up. Now 1st and goal, Narho under center, full house again. Gonna turn around, Michael Kerr back in. He takes the handoff and rolls in for a touchdown.
So Michael Kerr finishes what he started, and that's gonna give Standley Lake a 13-0 lead early in the first quarter.
13-0 now, Michael Kerr. 2nd Standley Lake touchdown. The first one, Naharo to Durant to make it 7-0. Now the extra point pending. We're talking 14-0 here. Extra point up and good. 14-0. Stanley Lake.
So not disappointing their home crowd for their homecoming game so far. If you want to get your school's games live streamed, whether it's basketball, hockey, rugby, or any other sport, you can email phil@streamitsports.com for details.
Now 14-0 the lead. 6:33 left here in the opening quarter at the NAC. You're watching high school football on Stream It Sports. The Gators march right down their first 2 possessions, put points on the board.
They've already given us a couple of candidates for the next level student-athlete player of the game, whether it be Connor Durant for the first long touchdown, Mueller for the long run, or Kerr finishing it up with the touchdown, 14-0 early.
It'd be interesting to see how Coach Morris uses Mueller after that big run. We talked about the hot hand before the game.
Right.
We've seen Kerr do what he did to get him in the position, and Mueller not being able to capitalize on his long run. But now Coach Morris has a decision to make as to what hot hand you stay with, because you got a couple. Kickoff for the Gators. That one's going to come up short again, so this is by design. And Green Mountain picks it up. Going to start running already outside. Trying to break a couple tackles. Going to get to about the 30 and ran out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. It's number 47, Sean Carlson, on the return.
It's not as good field position to start for the Rams this go-around. Going back to that 3rd down where they have Naranjo sacked and then the penalties called for the defensive holding. 3 plays later, you're down 14-0. That's how costly these penalties can be early on.
So that cost him, made him stay on the field. Again, we're going to get a penalty, and Green Mountain's return is going to be negated because they're going to walk back and start at the 20. Now they're marking off 5 more. Make that the 15-yard line is where the Rams will start. So the Rams come back out. Dylan Jacobs still under center. 1 tailback behind him. 2 wide receivers. There's a tight end going in motion. He's going to be the fullback now. Jacobs going to turn around, hand the football off. A gain of about 3, maybe 4 for the ball carrier. That's number 30 running the football. Again, Chance Boyce. We're going to be calling his name a lot.
Rams coach Jared Whalen told us before the game today that one of their keys was they need to run the football and play physical. They want to match Green Mountain style of play, or excuse me, Stanley Lake style of play, which we've seen so far early on. But one of their keys was to be able to run the football on the ground.
And Dylan Jacob and Chance Boyce in the backfield. Jacob under center, his wide receiver in motion on the far side. They're going to pitch towards us now. Here's Boyce. He's going to pick up close to a first down. Looks like he'll be 2 or 3 yards short. And we'll be looking at another 3rd down situation for the Rams.
I think that's something else that Whalen told us before the game, that in these 3rd and short situations, they really want to be able to just line up their best guys and get their offensive line to push them for first downs. They're not going to be afraid to do that on a kind of 3rd and long.
In high school football, and we know how it goes. You got to be able to run a football, and when you need these couple of yards, you just got to be able to ram it down their throat. So the Rams will try to do exactly that. Jacob under center, Boyce in the backfield by himself, 4 wide receiver set. Looks like the Gators are going to come. And pass this time.
It's going to be close. I don't know if they got it quite. Maybe after.
I think with forward progress where he caught the football, he will be marked for a first down. So Jacob, a good throw, quick 3-step drop. He turns around, finds Josiah Bales, who had 2 catches last week, one of those for a touchdown, for a Green Mountain first down.
Quick substitution for the Rams.
We're under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Gators lead 14-0. We're at the NAC, just over in Adam Kinney. This is Stream It Sports. Jacob under center again. Boyce in the backfield by himself. He'll get a tight end in motion in front of him now. They'll turn around, hand off to Boyce. The Gators doing a great job swarming Boyce.
Well, they're doing a good job getting penetration up front to really clog up the running lane, forcing him to jump outside.
And that was Josiah Bales, by the way, who went in motion to come back and be the fullback, if you will. And we'll see that a lot from the Rams. So the Gators up 14. Quick strikes on offense. So again, 2 wide receivers. See if that tight end Bales comes in motion. Looks like that's what he's going to do. Jacob under center pitches this one to the outside to Boyce. Big stiff arm from Boyce. He's trying to get to the edge. Gets there. Looks like he's going to pick up another Ram first down. Anthony Moore on the tackle there.
I mean, despite some early trouble, the Rams aren't going away from the running game. They're going to try and sometimes that's just what you have to do. It's kind of like shooting basketball. You just keep going until you get hot.
Shooters keep shooting. Running teams keep running
That's
the
what
football.
they do.
And Jared Whalen knows that's what he has to do. And especially when you have a player like Chance Boyce. He's your workhorse. You got to let him do what he does best. Boyce in the backfield again by himself. Jacob under center, 2 wide receivers. And we're going to see some motion this time, number 9, Ben Schleiper. And again, turn around, hand off to Boyce. Boyce made 1 Gator miss, but couldn't make the second. He's going to pick up a couple, despite being driven back behind the line of scrimmage.
Thanks to the second effort by Boyce. He was wrapped up well behind the line of scrimmage. He's kind of powered his way back, propelling him a yard or 2 forward.
And we'll see how much confidence Jared Whalen has in his quarterback, Dylan Jacob, because if this Gator team keeps sneaking up, a play-action rollout, give your quarterback some time to throw the football, could lead to a man downfield by himself. If you were with us on Stream It Sports for the first game, we've seen that a couple of different times for Ralston Valley. The same formation.
Gators definitely cheating up a little bit defensively.
And then we're going to get a false start, I believe, this time. Seen the Gators come up, but looks like they were provoked. Referee's looking for a number. It sounds like the referee got his mic fixed. So false start for the Gators. That was number 54. Joey Gowla called for the false start. Now looking at 2nd and 14. Now Jacob under center. Boyce in the backfield by himself. 4 wide receivers set this time. See if they can catch him sleeping with the play action. That's exactly what we have here. Jacob steps into the pocket, but that Gators front all over that.
I'm telling you, the penetration right up the middle has been fantastic this whole drive.
I thought it was the right play call there.
Well, Jacob does a good job sensing the pressure on the outside and does the right thing stepping up into the pocket. There was just nowhere to go.
We're under 3 minutes, coming up on 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. It's still 14-0 Standley Lake. They score on their 2 offensive possessions that they have. Maharatu Durant for the first. Michael Kerr punches one in from 5 yards away for the second. And that's where we are right now. This Rams drive seems like it's been carrying on, yet we're at the 32-yard line.
Penalties have set them back, both in field position to start with, and there's another flag.
We're going to have a legal shift here. Delay of game.
Delay of game, so they'll reset. You can get the only magazine in Colorado featuring every school in the state's football program, featuring some of the top players, including the All-Colorado team, Colorado Football Magazine. Order yours today at www.coloradofootballmagazine.com.
So another false start. We were looking at 3rd and 16, make it 3rd and 21 now. Could have.
I'll tell you, Whalen's got to be very frustrated right now with the execution offensively. Just on penalties, nothing kills a drive faster.
Perhaps a draw maybe on a 3rd and 16. Now with 3rd and 21, you're really limiting your options as far as what kind of play you can call.
There might be another false start.
It is another false start. We're going to be looking at 3rd and 26. That time.
You need to be a little bit more disciplined. They're down 2 scores early. You can't let that get to you.
And it's something that we kind of talked about with the head coach. A young team trying to overcome things like this. You find yourself in a 14-0 hole in the first quarter. You kind of start to get a little shaky. And now we're looking at 3rd and 26. 1:08 to go in the first quarter. Jacobs under center, Boyce behind him. Got another flag.
And the ball's on the ground.
There was a fumble. Flag right as the play was snapped, really. And we'll see what the call is. Another false start. So the fumble won't go into the books. And we're talking about 3rd and 31. Not too many plays in the playbook for that.
No, there's not. Unless you're playing NFL blitz.
Of course, the Gators decline the penalty.
And a little bit confusion of personnel.
Oh, so the decline will make it 4th down.
We'll make it 4th down. We'll take a second to talk about one of our other sponsors. Can you survive the dungeon? Intense workout designed by athletic trainer and former Bronco Matt McChesney. You can email Matt at 60strength.com with the subject, I can handle the dungeon, for more information. Here's the punt. It's away and low.
Almost blocked. Let's see if they stay away from the football here. Smart choice from the Gator. That's Durant.
I was worried for a second that he was thinking of picking up that football and scooping it up. And
so tempting. We talked about it again in that first game here on Stream It Sports. A young player, the football that close to you, you think you have a chance to make a play. It's hard not to pick that thing up and take off. But 9 times out of 10, that leads to disaster. We're under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Gators up 14-0. They scored on their first 2 possessions. Looking to do so again here. Referees huddling at about the 30. There is a flag.
And it's once again against the Green Mountain Rams.
I think
they may re-kick that. I mean, that was a pretty good kick that they had from where they were on the field. So we're going to go to 4th and 36. Is that right?
I believe so, and the penalty's called on Harrison Hill. And yeah, why not make him re-kick, because they got a heck of a bounce.
Right.
And now rather than standing at the 20,
he's near his own end zone, or going to be in his end zone.
A real kick from the end zone. And Durant and the Gator.
A couple of guys back to return for the Gators.
They're just on the other side of the 50. Another high snap. That gets away from him. Going to have time to kick it. He does. Heck of a recovery. And again here, stay out of the way. Great play by Durant.
Very smart.
You field it, fall down.
Almost disaster. If that drive couldn't get any worse, it might have just there.
A couple of high snaps for the kicker. We've seen Scheipler, the punter, recover that time. Still have the whereabouts to turn around and get that thing out of his end zone as quickly as he could.
Much better field position for the Gators this go-round, so it was the right decision to have them re-kick.
About an 18-yard difference. The Gators will come back out. They got 34 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. They're looking to go 3 for 3. Offensive possessions and touchdowns.
Remember, it was almost disaster early for the Gators. There was a fumble on the first play of the drive that was recovered for a big gain.
Could have changed everything.
Yeah.
I believe we're going to have a timeout here.
Timeout for the Rams.
This may be just a
timeout taken by the Rams.
A regroup here.
Didn't like what the defensive unit they had out there for whatever reason.
So we talked about the big play so far the first half was that 60-plus yard touchdown to Durant from Maher. And of course, Kellen Muller had the big run down the sideline right in front of us.
Setting up the touchdown by Kerr. Coach Morse deciding to go with the guy that's gotten them there so far.
Kerr, that's Kerr in motion. He's going to run away from us to the far sideline and step back to pass. Are the Gators looking deep? That's a good ball. Caught. Oh, dropped. Looking for Durant again.
He's open, wide open in the middle of the field.
And he's got that size. Number 81, Connor Durant, is 6'2" senior, 200 pounds. Got a couple inches on those DBs, and Naharo put that ball inside of the window, but maybe could have been a little higher, let his guy go up there.
Still, that's probably a catch that Durant wants back.
Yeah. Durant came off of the field. He's going to catch his breath. Naharo under center. Kerr still in the backfield. This time handoff to the fullback. That's big number 42, Miles Clinnis.
This could be big for the Rams. This third down coming up early on in the game could maybe weather the storm a little bit and shift some momentum back towards Green Mountain. That will probably be the final play of the quarter.
Yeah, the Gators are going to fall towards the sideline, get ready to swap sides. There's zeros on the clock.
Colorado businesses, be a part of these broadcasts. Sponsorship opportunities are limited, so contact us to secure a spot in next week's broadcast and for future games. A couple big plays in the first quarter. We should go back and highlight. Obviously, Connor Durant, long touchdown. Started things off for the Gators, getting the 7-0 lead. That's definitely a candidate for our next-level student-athlete player of the game, along with the Mueller long run, setting up the Kerr touchdown. All of those are right in there. But interested to see what Green Mountain, has in store in the second quarter. Big third down coming up, 3rd and 11 as we start the second quarter.
12 minutes back on the clock for the remainder of the first half here at NAC. So as Adam said, 3rd and 11 for the Gators. That's Michael Kerr in your backfield still for Standley Lake. Ball's being placed. And this is a big third down for both clubs, really. Green Mountain wants to get off the field, give their offense another chance. And the Gators have a chance here to step on the gas a little bit here and pull away. You're talking about a 21-point lead, still certainly not over. But that really limits Green Mountain from being able to run the football. And that's exactly what they want to do with their workhorse, Chance Boyce. Naharo under center. Michael Kerr in motion. He's running towards us. Naharo, 5-step drop. Looking for Kerr. He's got his man beat. Couldn't make the catch.
Halfback wheel down the sideline. Had the guy open, just a little bit overthrown by Naranjo.
And Naranjo, that throw to his inside shoulder, if he kind of lofts that over, and believe me, much easier said than done, but kind of lofts that over the outside shoulder into the breadbasket, if you will. That could have been a touchdown if he hit Kerr in stride.
Here's the first punt that we've seen for the Gators today.
A couple of Ram receivers back. That's a perfect spiral off the foot. And again, the Rams going to let this thing bounce. Like it'll stop at about the 15-yard line, and that's where they'll start on offense, looking to get that goose egg off the scoreboard.
Now, I'm interested to see, we've only seen one quarterback. We talked to the Rams coach before the game, how they kind of have a 2-quarterback system. Is this a time where you might want to experiment with some other things offensively?
We've seen Dylan Jacob throughout the entire first quarter. Derek Hayward yet to get the opportunity. Oh, and speaking of, he runs out right now, and he will break the huddle as the Rams quarterback. That's number 14, Derek Hayward, coming in for the Rams.
Rams coach Jared Whalen told us that he is more of a running style quarterback, as you see with the option going to the outside, decides to give it to the running back for a loss. Good coverage by the Gators defensively.
Again, that front seven getting there quick. I like the play call, though, and I like the fact that Hayward kept the football, just to change the pace, if anything else, to keep the Gators defense guessing.
Late substitutions. Saw 2 people run on and only one running off.
Hayward again under center. Boyce behind him. Tight end in motion, running towards us. Snap, quick pitch out to Boyce. Boyce looking to make something happen. Nothing.
There's just no room to run right now. Stanley Lake stacking the box with minimum 8, maybe 9, 10 players at times. At some point, the Rams need to recognize that and try and take the football down the field.
And Coach Don Morris, you said it in the first quarter, Adam, wanting his defense to run to the football. And they have been all over that here in the first half. So again, Hayward under center, Boyce behind him. We're going to get the tight end in motion. He's going to run towards us. And back in that fullback position, they'll turn around. Play action this time. Hayward's going to keep the football. More of that running quarterback you saw. He's still on his feet.
You might have gotten the first down with that late effort, stretching the football out towards the sideline.
So we needed 13. Let's see where they spot that football. I think he's a yard or two short, and we're going to have fourth down. It's a referee on the far side holding up that fist. Fourth down it is.
Not even a decision here. They're going to punt the football away.
Smart, or you think you go for it?
The field position's too risky to me, where I think that you have to punt it. If you're closer to the 40-yard line, maybe you consider getting it. But he also said that on 3rd and 4, they want to be able to run the football and get the first down. How is that different?
Bad snap this time as well. Dropped, but recovered by Green Mountain's kickers. That is number 9, Ben Schoper. And now Standley Lake, offensive unit, back onto the field, and they're going to start this drive on the 41-yard line after having to punt for the first time on the last possession.
You can read about the 2014 top 40 seniors, the top positional players, and players to watch in this year's Colorado Football Magazine. Call 303-688-9412 to get your copy. That's 303-688-9412.
About 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Again, 14-0, the Gators lead. So it's Nahuro under center. Oh, we've got a false start. It's going to be on the running back this time. Michael Kerr getting a breather. That's Kellen Mueller. And I'll assume that that was going to go to Kellen Mueller, and he was just a little excited.
First really procedural mistake we've seen from Standley Lake offensively.
Got to put him back 5 yards. Now we'll go 1st and 15 for the Gators. Nahuro under center. Kellen Mueller staying back there in the backfield as the running back. And they'll turn around and hand the ball off to Mueller. Now Mueller.
Not as much room to run this time.
Dancing. It looked like he thought about taking that outside and trying to break the corner, but cut it back in to stay inside the hash marks for a small gain. And maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
1 yard gain on the play. Sets up a 2nd and 14 with 9:38 remaining in the second quarter. Stanley Lake with a 14-0 lead over the Green Mountain Rams. Kind of a full house formation.
Nahuro under center again, 2 fullbacks. Now fakes. This is going to pick up a lot of yards, real close to that first down. This is the fullback fake. And then turns around and hands the football off to number 26, Anthony Moore. Another one of those running backs. Goes both ways, though. 4 catches last week for 34 yards, 9 tackles on the defensive side.
I like the play call that sets up a short 3rd and 3 situation where they fake a direct snap to the H-back way in the backfield, and then you don't even – I was fooled who had the ball initially. And so were the Rams.
So 3rd and 3 makes things a little easier for Don Morris and that coaching staff as to what they want to call here. Nahuro under center. Looks like Michael Kerr back in the backfield. Nahuro is going to take a quick 3-step drop. That slant route again to Connor Durant. Makes one person miss. Now he's off to the races. 3 Rams chasing. Not going to catch him. Connor Durant. Touchdown number 2. Gators lead 20-0.
Hey, we mentioned it for our next level student-athlete player of the game. Connor Durant maybe cementing himself in there with his 2nd touchdown. He's a big target going across the middle, and then he has breakaway speed to get away from the defenders. Puts the Gators up 21-0 in the second quarter.
So we talked about a 60-plus yard touchdown on his first one. Don't have the official number yet, but that real close to 50 again right there. for Durant, so he is over 100 yards receiving here in the first half. And that extra point attempt misses. Still 20-0. The Gators lead, 8.5 minutes to go in the first half here at the NAC.
You go back to that 2nd and 14. If they don't pick up 10, 11 yards in that situation, they're not able to run that same play call, probably. Or defensively, they're not set up the same way.
Right. So now Green Mountain's going to come back out, get their chance to score. The Rams need to put some points on the board here before things start to get a little out of control, and they're in a hole they can't climb out of. It's like on the sideline right in front of us, number 26, Anthony Moore, who had that one carry on that possession, is getting some work done. Seems like it's just a cramp, though, kind of being stretched out by Standley Lake's trainer. So the Gators teed up, ready to kick off. They hold a 20-point lead, 20-0 in favor of the Gators. Teed up, kick away. They'll come up short again. Rams going to roll into the end zone. Not quite, right at the 1 yard line. About the worst thing that could happen for the Rams. And the Gators down there to slow everything down. They're going to be lucky to get to the 6 yard line that time.
Another tough starting field position.
Talk about bad breaks. The Ram kick returners thought that thing would roll right into the end zone for an automatic touchback as per the high school rule. And that thing stopped right at the 1 yard line.
A couple of scores around high school football. Horizon leads Fairview 21-7. A couple undefeateds there so far, matching up early on in the season. Chatfield leads Lakewood 7-0. Grandview up against Arapahoe 14-7. Quick handoff to the fullback, gains 5 or 6 on the play.
Little breathing room there for Green Mountain. It's Chance Boyce giving his quarterback a little room to operate. It's a Valor score right there. The Powerhouse, they're down right now.
And Chandler up 15-0.
Team from Arizona in visiting. Could put a damper on things Valor's trying to do. Now we're looking at 2nd and 4 after the 6 yard gain from Boyce. Green Mountain, even a first down here would be huge. Turn around, hand the ball off to Boyce. He's going to pick up maybe 2 to set up a 3rd down. And it looks like Green Mountain has reverted back to Dylan Jacob. So Derek Hayward got 1 series. Kind of a change of pace like you mentioned, Adam. He kept the ball a couple of times on those quarterback keepers, trying to keep this Standley Lake defense guessing, but didn't seem to do much. Now Jacob under center. Defense shifts. We're going to get a false start again. And that's going to be the call, false start. Green Mountain. So instead of a 3rd and 2, Adam, we're looking at 3rd and 7.
They're kind of backed up against their own end zone right now, where 3rd and 7, you might think that that's a passing situation, but that may not be the case. Another procedural penalty just setting back the Rams.
And if you saw it, it was the tight end in motion who just kept those feet moving a little too quickly along the line before Jacob could snap the ball. He's under center now with Chance in the backfield. They're going to have a quick hitch route. Makes one person miss, jumps over another, but then hit out of bounds. It was number 47 on the catch. That's Sean Carlson. Made a couple of Standley Lake defenders miss, but then took a pretty good shot out of bounds.
No, I'm not seeing the chains move, and they are going to bring the kicking team onto the field. I thought it might have been a decision time for the Rams, but they're backed up way too far close to their end zone.
6.5 minutes to go, still 20-0. Standley Lake with a 20-point lead and about to get the football back. See if the Rams can execute this punt. Much better snap, low kick. It's going to roll back, but that's Connor Durant going to field it at about the 47. He fell on top of it after he fumbled the football for about a 2-yard gain. You're fortunate to just fall on top of it that time. That could have been that big break the Rams needed. Now the Gators are going to come back. They'll start at pretty much the 50-yard line. 6:23 to go, plenty of time. That's going to be Naho coming back out. That's Michael Kerr as your tailback. And there's the pitch this time to Kerr on the outside. He breaks to the outside. Got to beat one man. That's a good ankle tackle right there for number 22 of the Rams, Daniel Scott. Touchdown saving tackle for Daniel Scott.
Kerr with a couple nice runs on the outside, picking up 12, 13 yards. But there's the hold on the offense. This is going to be called back.
So the Gators not helping out their own cause there.
If you're a high school football player looking to take your game to the next level, visit our friends at 60 Strength. The only way to be called part of the Dungeon family is to survive the Dungeon Challenge. If you want to be part of the select few, email "I can handle the dungeon" in the subject line to matt@60strength.com for more info.
Now after the penalty call, Standley Lake looking at 1st and 23 for the Gators. Kerr stays in as your tailback. Nahara under center. Number 42, Miles Clintus, as your fullback. It looks like we're going to get a timeout called. The Green Mountain takes
Another
their
Rams
second timeout. Just gather their thoughts. They're in a good position right here. You find the Gators, rather, in 1st and 23. Not great field position, but not terrible either. But 1st and 23 at this point, if you're the Rams, you just keep everything in front of you, right?
I mean, this may be something that the Rams really need to. I mean, they've been backed up in their own end for the whole game. So if this can kind of be the drive where they swing the needle on the other side for field position, they might want to take advantage of that.
We'll see if they can do it after the timeout. It would be huge for the Gators to score again here. You go up 27. If you go for 2, 28-0. If your defense can hold, pitching a shutout in the first half, you make the Rams, make all the adjustments in the second half, and then you play as the clock is your best friend and continue to run the football with Kerr and Muller pounding it down their throats. Let's see if that's what they do here out of the timeout. We're under 6 to go in the half. Naho under center. Clintus behind him is fullback, and that is Kerr in motion. We've seen this before. This time they're going to go on the other side, little screen hitch route. Picked up a handful. Still going to be plenty short for the first down.
21 with the reception.
It's Tyler Shrutliff.
I think that is the first reception by someone on the Gators not named Connor Durant.
You're absolutely right. And Durant's coming off the field. He's going to catch his breath. As is number 26, Anthony Moore, who was being stretched
I think 26
out.
Was actually on the reception.
Okay, so Anthony Moore with the catch. He had 4 of them last week. And as I said, during one of those timeouts, he was being stretched out. Looked like just a cramp. All right, Naho under center again. I'm going to turn around. Play action this time. Looking downfield, wide open, and a lot of green in front of him. He's going to be forced out of bounds, but
that's Muller with the long reception down the field.
Yeah, number 33, Kellen Muller.
I tell you, Naranjo does a good job with the play action pass. He's kind of turned around, not facing his correct side, makes a nice throw down the football field.
A skill set that's kind of gone away in all of football, not just high school, was tucking that ball away on a play action so it's hidden. And Naho, a great job that time, hiding the
under
football.
Pressure, too.
Right. And finds a wide open Muller, and Muller knows what to do with the football after that. Naho again under center. Haven't seen him line up in that shotgun formation. And a little counter play. Kerr going to go to the far side. He's got the outside edge. Got one guy to beat.
He's going to be stopped before the goal line, it appears, but another nice run by Kerr, bouncing it out to the outside with some running room.
See that pile-on move, but not before Kerr's knee was down at the 1 yard line. You see Kerr running off right there.
He's going to stay in the game, it looks like, but he looks
come
up a little limp. Looks like Muller's going to come back on, and they're going to replace him with Kerr.
And you can see him there on the broadcast running towards the bottom of the screen. It's definitely a little bit of a limp. And now we'll see if Kellen Muller.
He's been working hard, getting them close to the end zone on a couple occasions. See if they reward his play.
Naro under center again. Naro's going to keep it himself this time. That's a quarterback sneak, waiting for the call from the official. They're running in. Touchdown, Gators. So Naro that time decides to do it himself. Quarterback sneak, 26-0, 4:26 to go in the first half. So the third touchdown.
That's another big drive there for Standley Lake. They had that 1st and 23 earlier in the drive where we thought maybe the Rams may be able to force them to punt them the football before halftime, maybe make it a 2-score game before going into the half. Another missed extra point attempt here for Standley Lake, but they take the 26-0 lead with 4:26 remaining in the first half. If you're playing college, you need a recruitment video, period. Don't settle for your team's game film. Stream It Sports can provide player-focused filming and editing to highlight your skills. 1st and 10 for the Green Mountain Rams. Looks like Dylan Jacobs still in at quarterback.
He's under center. Chance Boyce behind him. A little motion there from the tight end. He's going to act as a fullback. Now Jacob will step back, quick 3-step drop, passes the outside. That pass is caught by number 47, Sean Carlson, for a gain of about 3, maybe 4.
Carlson entering tonight, 3 receptions for 43 yards on the season.
That
early going.
Second catch of the night already. So make it 5 yards on the reception. 2nd and 5 for Green Mountain.
I like the change in play call, though, to start the drive.
Yeah, you got to get this.
It keeps the Gators off balance a little bit for what they're going to do.
Now, again, under center is Dylan Jacob. Chance Boyce behind him. That tight end in motion towards us. They're going to hand this one off to Boyce, and Chance just can't get anything going. That time trying to go up the middle. Does gain a couple. It's going to make this 3rd down much more manageable, but we've yet to see Chance Boyce really break one, and that's what this Rams offense really depends on. I'm actually going to mark that for a first down.
First down. So a second effort might have gotten him past the first down marker there, moving the chains.
That's a win right there for Green Mountain. Just a little momentum.
And it kind of settles them down a little bit. They had some procedural penalties on multiple drives. First downs can help solve those issues.
Jacobs again in the center. Boyce behind him. This time the tight end on the far side comes in motion towards us on the near side. Pitch this time to Boyce on the far side. He's going to look to break that corner. Does so for the first time. Picks up about 11 for another Rams first down. Looks like Boyce on that far side had something to say to his defender. Number 42 playing both ways is Miles Kilness.
I think that's encouraging to see from the Rams, too, where they're able to bounce a run to the outside where they've really been trying to run between the tackles, which just hasn't been there.
Which is something I thought they would try to do a lot because of Chance Boyce's speed, try to get him out in open space and let him make people miss. But those Gators defenders seem to have the speed to hang with him. 2 wide receivers now. There's the tight end in motion. Boyce in the backfield by himself. And a pitch this time. They're going to try it again. This time just the other side. Boyce.
Just not a lot there.
Back to the line of scrimmage.
He had a hole initially going up the field, but the Gators plugged it pretty quick.
Anthony Moore, who we talked about playing on both sides of the football. He was blocked, shed the block, and able to find Boyce to make the tackle. So now we are looking at 2nd and 10.
For the first time on the drive, they weren't able to pick up yards on first down, making it a less manageable second down, 2nd and long.
See head coach.
They may need to take another timeout here.
That's exactly what they're going to do. Their 3rd and final timeout of the half, 2:21 to go. And Green Mountain takes their 3rd and final timeout. They're down 26-0. Adam, as I as you said, the timeout was being called. I look down and see Don Morris up 26-0, but not happy with something about the officials because he was in that official's ear.
Might have been wanting to delay a game. I don't know what the play clock was at the time.
Rams able to get the timeout. 26-0. 2:21 to go here in the half. Rams driving at about the 46-yard line, 47-yard line. As they come back onto the field right now, it's number 8, Dylan Jacob. So we saw Derek Hayward come in for one possession. He only got a few opportunities last week as well, 1 for 3. Looks like this is Dylan Jacobs' team. Hayward to kind of change of pace. Jacobs under center, play action this time. Going to look downfield. What a catch! And it's off to the races.
Through triple coverage.
He's still breaking tackles. Spin move this time towards the back. Believe that is.
And now the dog pile as he's finally wrestled down.
That ball from Dylan Jacobs, and it was number 9, Ben Schleiper, on the catch. He's the punter, doing a bit of double duty. Punting the football and making a heck of a catch.
And the Rams trying to give the Gators a little taste of their own medicine. Tight end across the middle. It goes deep down the field. Little yards after catch.
Jacob fortunate right there to get that in that window. And Schleiper basically pulled the football away from him. So heck of a play
and for
there.
The first time today, the Rams are in plus territory.
Inside of the red zone. Jacob under center again. Chance Boyce. He's going to get the pitch to the outside. Cuts it back in. And a couple of yards for Chance Boyce. This is what the Rams need to do. Take a couple shots downfield and get this Gators defense playing on their heels rather than their toes.
Well, we saw the Gators defensively in the first quarter. They were able to stack the box, and nothing was fooling them with the play calling. Mixing in a little bit of passes here and there, gunning one deep down the middle, get you down the field, then they have to protect both the run and the pass.
We're looking at 2nd and 5 from the 10-yard line. About 70 seconds to go here in the first half. And remember, the Rams have no timeouts. Jacobs under center. He's going to pitch again to Chance Boyce. Boyce nowhere to go. He spins out of one and swarmed. Rams now are going to have to do their best to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Time shouldn't be really that big an issue with where they are in the field on 3rd down here, but if they continue to run the ball, they may have an issue getting the field goal unit on the field if they decide to go that route too.
Yeah, well, 3rd and 5 right now. 40 seconds to go as they approach the line of scrimmage. You think this has to be a pass play in the end zone to stop the clock or score. We'll see. It is a pass play. 3-step drop. Going to be the fade route. Far side of the end zone. Went up. Couldn't make the catch. Out of bounds. Heck of an effort, though, on that far side.
And I think this might be a decision time for the Rams, where this is not necessarily a makeable field goal.
That was Sean Carlson, by the way, on the attempt.
And the Gators are going to use a timeout.
That certainly is going to benefit the Rams. And before the game, Adam, I seen the Rams kicker. We just talked about him, Ben Scheipler, kicking the football from the 31-yard line. I only seen him do it 3 times.
Wow.
Made one of them. This certainly much closer, but not a given. That far left hash mark, about the 10-yard line. They're still talking about a 27-yard field goal. Definitely not a given.
I think at this point in the game, when you're trailing 26-0, you might want to try and make a statement with your offense. And
I agree.
have confidence in your offense to put 6 on the board.
So the Gators call the timeout.
I want to remind Colorado businesses you could be a part of these broadcasts. Sponsorship opportunities are limited, so contact us to secure a spot in next week's broadcast and for future games.
Back on the field, both teams come. Jacob again under center. Chance Boyce behind him. Jacob 3-step drop. Big pickup on the blitz from Boyce. Now here's Jacob on the sideline. Touchdown.
I like the play call. I like the confidence in your offense and your quarterback after the first real good drive that you have of the game for the Rams to be able to put in 6. And they get the ball to start. the half as well.
So Dylan Jacob gets the Rams on the board with just 18 seconds to go. The unsung hero, if you will, of the play, Chance Boyce, was going to kind of chip out and be the check down, I'd imagine, for Jacob. Picked up a big blitz and allowed Jacob to break that outside. Kick is good. 26-7.
I'll tell you, that would have been good from 31 yards away.
You're exactly right. 3-7, rather, much better than 3. I'm not a math major, I do broadcasting, but I'm assuming.
I can only add by 7 and 3, so.
That's a big touchdown for the Green Mountain Rams, though. As you said, you make a statement before the half. You kind of have a little bit of momentum rolling with you.
And you get the ball to start the half, or you might be able to make this a 2-score game right off the bat.
18 seconds to go. I thought using all those timeouts may come back to bite them.
We have a couple final scores from the 4 p.m. games today. Double overtime, Columbine defeats Bear Creek 43-42 in a barn burner. Then Ralston Valley, Josh, the game you called earlier this afternoon, defeats Arvada West 58-6.
58-6 game that we had right here on Stream at Sports, and that Columbine game must have been a heck of a game to be a part of. Down by 14, down by 21 at some points, and come back and send it in a double overtime. And here we are at the NAC, Standley Lake Gators. They're the home team. This is homecoming weekend for the Gators, playing host to the Green Mountain Rams here on Stream at Sports. This kick up in the air, going to be returned from Standley Lake out across the 25. We got a flag down. Spin move. He's still on his feet. Out to about the 36-yard line.
That was Mueller on the return once again. Probably a hold going to bring this back, but I like the imagination he has running the football.
He doesn't want to go down. Flag dropped at about the 28-yard line.
There will be a hold on the Gators.
So they'll come back.
Block in the back is what the official call is.
Alex Brown, big number 70, called for an illegal block in the back. Alex Brown, 6'1", 230. I'm impressed he's in the position to make that block in the back.
A couple other updated scores before half. Chandler's taking a 22-0 lead over Valor. Arapahoe 13, Grandview 21. Fairview's up 28-21 over Horizon. The Hinckley Thunderbirds over the Gateway Olympians, 18-7.
There you go.
And they'll just take a knee going into halftime with the 26-7 lead. Probably the safest thing to do.
Standley Lake may have taken a shot if the penalty didn't occur on that kickoff, but they do the safe thing. They take a knee, and at half, the Standley Lake Gators lead the Green Mountain Rams 26-7. We'll take a timeout, come back, and get you ready for the second half between the Gators and Rams. This is high school football on Stream at Sports.